Hey, I'm Morgan Berney. I'm the Director of Marketing at Vulcan Park and Museum.
Hey Morgan, I am Chad Whitlock. I am owner of Boneyard Builds in Leeds, Alabama.
That's cool. What do you do there at Boneyard Builds?
We do automotive restoration and hot rods. So we like to work on older cars, 75 or earlier, and we really try to put our own twist on everything. What about you?
Really?
So what does marketing entail?
So at Vulcan Park and Museum, I'm responsible for all of the external exposure for Vulcan. They're on Red Mountain, and everybody's familiar with the big guy, I hope.
Yep.
And so I work on advertising and social media and more brand awareness at the park.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what in social media do you normally use? What aspects do you find that work the best for that?
So our followers are really on Facebook and Twitter, and we're gaining speed on Instagram too. So we're, catching up there on some of the newer apps. What about y'all? What do y'all use?
A little bit of both. So we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm not fluent in all of those. So Instagram's probably the one I go to the most.
I feel like since Facebook is, I guess, the oldest of those,
right.
People are leaning towards the newer items or newer apps that they can use and new ways to learn about things.
Right.
And so we're constantly trying to branch into new platforms and new ways to get the message out about Vulcan.
Okay. And do you have a way, have you been able to track anything so that you know it actually comes from?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they all have great insights, I guess,
right.
To be able to track and see who's following you and how many or how much interest you get on a certain item, whether it's one of our events or just a generic post about Vulcan and the things that we do at the park.
Okay.
So what kind of cars do you guys work on?
We do mostly domestic, so Ford, Chevrolet, and Mopar, older cars. We also try to put a newer spin on them. Mm-hmm. So we put an overdrive transmission, air conditioning, Bluetooth. Try to make it more of something you could daily drive. We really like when younger people our age or so like to get into the older cars from 60s and 70s. So we usually find there's an emotional connection. So everybody that had a parent or a grandparent that had this type of car. It's really cool to see what motivates people to like the things that they like.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's like vintage, I guess, for women, it's more vintage clothing, but I mean, really people that like the older things it's really coming back, I think, amongst our generation, especially in Birmingham.
It is, and even in like newer car design, you see a lot of features that are brought from the 60s and 70s. They're using some of that styling in newer cars. Yeah. And we play a little bit to that. We try to make a hybrid of a modern car out of an older car.
That's neat. Do you ever go to shows or take them on display or anything?
We do. We try to go to Cars and Coffee. It's in Hoover on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And then we also do some shows and things like that.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to get you to come up to Vulcan Park and Museum.
Awesome.
That would be fun.
I think that'd be really good. Do you guys have anything coming up in the near future?
So we just finished a really busy fall with our Vulcan After Tunes fall concert series. That wrapped up at the end of October, and then we also just completed our third annual Vulcan's Community Awards, which was started several years ago in an effort to highlight and showcase the people in our 7-county region that do great things.
Nice.
In a space where they may not already get recognized.
Right.
The people that are kind of under the radar, doing things to better our community. And we just wrapped that up last week, and it was such a humbling experience, especially this year. It was my second year to be involved in the event, and it's just so amazing to see all of these incredible people, those that you've heard about before and those that you may have not heard about before, doing all these wonderful things in our neighborhoods and our region. It's just a wonderful experience to be a part of.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so I was just blown away by the humility that these people show, and every single one of them that were speaking on the stage that night said, "It's not about me. It's not about all these people getting honored tonight. It's about the people in our area. It's about our community." So that's what really is special to me about what I do at Vulcan Park and Museum, is getting involved and learning about people like that. I mean, do you know anyone like that in the neighborhood or in their communities?
Yeah, so Birmingham, in my opinion, is I didn't really know this until we started getting into it, but it's really car centric. So it's everybody, especially Leeds and Birmingham area, seems to have some type of car or some type of interest. It's a lot more common against the younger generation than I really expected, and that's really good to us. We try to cater to that so that we can involve people in different aspects that wouldn't normally be maybe drawn to an older car.
Right.
So I like the fact that we can try to modernize it a little bit for them.
That's awesome.
And it's really good to see people kind of getting involved, and everybody likes the local aspect.
Yeah.
So instead of getting it from somewhere else, maybe they come to us because we're local.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of our recipients this year was a gentleman that started the Buy Local Bama social media campaign. So it really is, especially here in Birmingham, all about local businesses, local everything, because everybody's on board with that. So and it's growing daily.
Are you from Birmingham?
No, I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama, and worked in nonprofit tourism as well as education and marketing and branding, and then opportunity at Vulcan Park and Museum brought me here to Birmingham about 2 years ago.
Okay, nice.
What about you?
I'm not. I'm actually from Meridian, Mississippi.
Okay.
My wife and I moved here for a job about 6.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I actually opened up Boneyard Builds in February of this year. So
very good.
We're still pretty fresh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you're just your baby.
Yeah. We started in a 2-bay garage in February, and we have a little over 4,000 square feet now. So we're definitely expanding.
Are you going for the TV national TV show?
You know, people ask that. That'd be great. I don't know if I could keep up with the drama part of it, but we can make room for the Discovery Channel if they want to come in.
I know, right? I guess we could invite some over to Vulcan Park Museum too. Make a big deal about it.
That's right.
What's your favorite car that you've worked on?
Just recently we did a complete restoration on a 66 Mustang.
Awesome.
And it was something that the guy had in his family since he was born, actually. His parents bought it for him and never got it restored or redone. And he's finally able to do that for himself.
That's so cool.
And we did kind of what I talked about earlier. We were able to modernize it so he can drive it to work every day, but it's still a 66 Mustang.
Awesome. But do you use them for like special events or weddings? Or
we've done a couple of photo shoots for weddings. Ideally, we could like to expand on that and maybe take them to events. But so far, we've only done a couple of different photo shoots for clothing companies and things where people want a vintage look to kind of add to what they're doing.
That's really fun.
So outside of social media, what do you really find that works well in marketing? What helps get out in the community?
So my background is in public relations, so that really is instilled in me to go out and do the traditional media, build those relationships with the magazines and the newspapers and the television and the radio stations. So I really hit hard on that, especially for the exposure of Vulcan Park and Museum, and it's really kind of what I know best, and what I think is still traditionally the best form of marketing and public relations, really, although social media is, I mean, it's a beast. We can't really hide from it anymore. Social media kicked off when I was a sophomore in college, and it's gained traction ever since.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really focus hard on the traditional media aspects, and that really works well for our followers for Vulcan Park and Museum. Okay. What about you? Have you?
We're kind of caught in that limbo. So a lot of the people that are into what we're doing aren't as big on social media. So it's a lot of word of mouth. Yeah. We still do the social media as aspect, but some of the generation that likes the type of stuff that we do aren't as active on those. Don't know what an Instagram is or anything.
Right. And they say word of mouth is the best form of marketing. And so, I mean.
So we try to do, we do T-shirts and hats and little things like that to try to get out in the community.
The brand exposure, for sure.
Right. So that works pretty well. People, they might not know all about us, but at least they've heard of us. So it makes it a little bit easier.
Awesome. Well, I mean, we focus internally. I'm always hitting home on internal branding equals better external exposure. So our staff is very knowledgeable of our brand, and they represent us very well, because if we don't represent the brand, then who else will, you know? So branding is more than just the t-shirt and the icons and all that. So we have to be kind of on top of our game as far as all the time. Absolutely. And our words and our actions and everything that we do.
Yeah, definitely. So what's one of your favorite parts about Birmingham? Since you're not from here, what is what is one of the things that you like about it?
Right. So when I moved to Birmingham, I was so excited about not only my new role at Vulcan Park Museum, but the opportunity here and for entertainment, for new relationships, new friends, and I really enjoy coming downtown to the 2nd Avenue area, the restaurants, El Barrio, Bamboo, some of those spots, and then even just taking in some of the music activities here in Birmingham. That's really fun for me. What about you?
I'm a little bit of a craft beer snob, so that's probably
I'm on the same page with you.
One of my favorite aspects here is that there's so many options. So, and I like the environment, I like the atmosphere, I like how they all have their own different feel. So whether you're at Trim Tab or Good People or Cahaba, they all are completely different. So
yeah,
I really
my fiance is the same way. He's all over, completely interested in all of the breweries, and we're actually going to have featured local craft breweries at our wedding. So we're very dedicated to that here in Birmingham. Yeah. So it's a really fun aspect of the area, and I think it's just coming up there to some other cities like I know Huntsville has several breweries and some other surrounding cities that kind of are on our same level, and it's really impressive. Yeah,
definitely. And also like kind of what you said earlier. I meet a lot of people, and there's a ton of people that aren't from here.
Yeah.
So I really like that aspect of Birmingham too. So
I love telling people that. I mean, I call it my new home, so I love telling people about Birmingham and what to do and where to go and what to see. So it's a really fun. I think that kind of goes with my personality, but being so proud of this city really makes it even better.
Yeah. I've been here 6 years, and my wife and I both would probably say the same thing. Yeah. We feel like this is definitely home, even though we've only been here for probably 6.5 years. Okay. Well, it was really nice meeting you.
So great to talk to you, and I hope you'll come visit us at the park.
That sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Thank you.